Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of F1 2021, my driver career mode here on the channel here in our final season, in our final Monaco GP alongside our teammate of Valtteri Bottas here at this Mercedes BWT team here today. Hoping for a decent performance here in Monaco. We are still struggling in the R&D and we of course haven't had the greatest start to the season, only 2 races in, but it's the 7th in Imola and a 9th in Portugal, and hopefully we can bring a little bit more to the table here today in Monaco as we are already in this 10 race season running out of time to make something happen here. So we come through into practice 1 here. You can see some cloud cover over top of the circuit here now as we head for the streets of Monaco. Very excited for this one. My first time ever driving Monaco without a racing line. To say I was intimidated was a bit of an understatement. I did have to do some practice with the line on to kind of get my reference points correct here for the circuit here, but I don't know what was going on here in practice, and you're going to see it carry over into qualifying as well, but I was severely lacking pace in this Mercedes. Like, I was way off, and I was a little bit concerned, and then my first thought was it's because I'm missing all my apexes and braking spots because I don't have the racing line on, and I actually make a big mistake right there. But I went and turned on the racing line and I couldn't run any faster. I was concerned. I was lacking pace significantly, like I said, and I said, all right, we just gotta go for it here into qualifying. I was making little setup changes. I ran, I think, 3 different setups I ran in practice, trying to find something that was going to work for myself here for this weekend in Monaco now. But so far, nothing seemed to be working with this Mercedes car, unfortunately for me. And my first lap in qualifying was 18th place. It was looking like we were about to get eliminated in Q1. You can see I was struggling. I couldn't go any faster. What is going on here in Monaco suddenly here, as I would actually get my lap time invalidated, and that was it. Our qualifying lasted just a few minutes and we were out in Q1. I don't know what to say. Our teammate of Bottas up there in 9th place, but we qualify in 18th place, well off the pace. An embarrassing effort, and I just didn't know what in the world was going on, but we can only go forward. Let's head to the grid.
Nelson Piquet once said that driving the Circuit de Monaco was like riding a bicycle around your living room, and it's not hard to see what he means by that. There's no more prestigious a Grand Prix victory than Monaco, but also none so challenging. The astonishing Circuit de Monaco is, for all intents and purposes, virtually unchanged since its inaugural race back in 1929. The faster cars of today, though, ensure the 19 corners past the casino and along the seafront remain as thrilling as ever. A 2.1 mile lap here takes us around an entire country, yet never more than inches from the race-ending barriers. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and Lando Norris lines up alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Gasly, Tsunoda, Antonio Giovinazzi and Stroll, Ricciardo, Vettel, Bottas and Charles Leclerc, Sainz, Mick Schumacher, Nicholas Latifi and Lundgaard, Russell, Matsushita, Esteban Ocon and the Golden Boy, Joe and Callum Islands. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out. Then let's see who can prevail today.
Lots of work to do here, unfortunately for us in Monaco here. A one-stop strategy is what it's going to be. I actually messed around with the strategy here for a few moments and I ended up on this right here. We're going to start on the medium compound tire, then switch over to the soft compound tire later in the GP, as you would get this formation lap underway starting from 18th on the grid. So I mean, it's going to need to be an absolute miracle to give us an opportunity, obviously, to win this GP or do anything for like a top 5. But I had some strategy ideas in the back of my mind that we could of course try and work out in our favor here as we're getting ready to go lights out here in Monaco. Bit of an easy start for myself, not really much on the line right here, just keep the car in one piece here now as Max Verstappen, Lando Norris get off the grid strong. It's a great start for Max Verstappen as he head down into turn 1, but it's a really good start for his teammate Lando Norris, who's going to go around the outside, and Norris takes the lead from Verstappen there. You see the 2 AlphaTauris of Gasly and Tsunoda are going to fall in behind there in 3rd and 4th. Then you got the BMWs up here in the mix, but there's the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc side by side right there with, I believe that was Daniel Ricciardo in the the McLaren Vodafone there, and Ricardo's going to take the position. You can see myself lunging up the inside of Matsushita right there in the Williams Porsche here, trying to gain as many spots as I can, and I already passed actually a few cars here in just the opening moments of the start into turn 1, and then of course you saw the pass I was just making right there as well, because I knew we need to be on it. We need to use this first lap or two as our opportunity to make as many passes as possible, but there's a lot of cars in my area that are on the hard compound tires, so that also gives me an opportunity here to use the medium compound tire to have more grip, get a little bit closer to them on the straightaways, and then hopefully have enough power in the Mercedes engine to be able to complete some passes. There you can already see though the Red Bulls of Lando Norris and Verstappen already opening up a bit of a gap here, and they're in a league of their own right now in the R&D. You continue to look every episode, and Red Bull is just kind of way out in front, and I don't think anybody's going to have anything for Red Bull in terms of the Constructors or even the Drivers' Championship unless something really changes here. But we gained 4 spots on this opening lap, now up in a 14th place behind Christian Lundgaard here in the Williams Porsche. So I was looking for an opportunity to, of course, be able to pass him, and I had an opportunity right here. I thought I made a move up the inside of his teammate on lap 1, but you can see a bit of a defensive move from Lundgaard, a little bit over aggressive for myself here, but we're just waiting for the opportunity. Here I am on lap 3 now, and I'm going to try and make a big bold move, but I back out of it again because I just knew it wasn't going to be a smart idea and it wasn't going to work here. So just waiting for the right opportunity here to pass Lundgaard and looking to be aggressive, and we are right on the rear diffuser of him. We're going to try and lunge one up the inside here, wheel to wheel into the right-hander, and we make it work there. We run him a little bit wide there, but fortunately no contact, no damage for anybody, and we move up into P13 here now as he was on the medium compound tire, so same compound as us, but still a good little pass right there on Lundgaard now. And I had found some pace. I don't know what it was, but there was a bit better pace in this car than what we had in practice as well as qualifying here now. And I was concerned coming into this race because I didn't have any pace in the previous session, so I didn't know what to expect. But we were now closing in on the Spaniard of Carlos Sainz, and it was just a matter of time until we were all over the back of Carlos Sainz here now. So there's some legitimate pace here now. We're going for P12, and I was being aggressive here. Now we're going to go around the outside into turn 1. Given the way this race this weekend had gone for me, I said, you know what, we need to be the aggressor right here. I'm going to be aggressive. I'm going to make moves I don't usually make, that I'm usually a little bit more cautious to make today, and let's just go for it and try to make something happen. To the back now of our former teammate of Mick Schumacher here, trying to go around the outside of him again like we did Sainz, but it didn't work. But we do a little bit of a switchback right there. We're going to be side by side up through the hill. You don't go side by side through here now, as we're going to go through the left-hander, and there's going to be contact right there with myself and Schumacher. Schumacher's going to crash, and there's going to be a big accident right here. 3 cars involved, and the safety car is going to immediately come out here in Monaco. Now, as you can see, other cars coming up on the scene right there. A big incident right there from Mick Schumacher. Myself and my former teammate, we collide. You be the judge right there. Go back and look. Did we cause that, or did Schumacher wash over into me? It certainly looked a little bit close here now, as we would actually have to do a double stack here with Bottas, who puts on the hard compound tire, and I did something that I didn't know it was good, if it would work or not, but I put on the soft compound on lap 10, and we're going to go to the end of the race on this soft compound tire. A very risky move. I was hoping was going to work, and the reason I did this was because we were already getting ready to go green flag racing. Everybody in front of me is either on the hard or medium compound tire, but I felt like the only way I could pass anybody at this point was be on the freshest and softest compound tire possible. So that's why I put on the soft compound, and we're going to try and make some moves, and then of course try to run away with that soft compound tire, and then hope we can manage the tire enough to where we can basically just put ourselves in a position to hold on for the remainder of the race and play defense. So basically the goal here of this restart is, in the next probably 5-6 laps or so, pass as many cars as possible, run away, and then of course expect that they're going to run us back down by the end of the race, but be able to be in a position where we can hold on, just simply because of how difficult it is to pass here in Monaco. We've never really tried a strategy like this before, so I really didn't know if it was going to work or not, but I was confident that I would be able to at least get my tires to the end of the GP, but I also had to make sure I started making some moves, and we couldn't waste a lot of time. Here I am actually trying to make a move around the outside of Bottas. They're going to do a little bit of switchback on him into turn 1 on our new teammate here, and we're going to pass him with ease. And I gave him about a lap or two to see if he would make a move on Matsushita, and he never did, and that's why I decided to make the move on him. And then another aggressive move up from the inside of Matsushita here into the chicane, wheel to wheel, no contact. We keep it clean, a little bit of oversteer right there. We nearly actually get into him and damage his front wing. Fortunately, that did not happen, but look how quick we were moving here compared to the other drivers on the hard compound tires here. We're all over the back of Esteban Ocon here in the Alpine. It was just a matter of time here into the tunnel again. I'm going to get aggressive and make the move to the right-hand side of him. This is for 11th place. We're closing in on a points position. He did not want to fight there. He backed out of it pretty early. I knew that was an aggressive move. We make it work up into P11, the next target being the Monegascan Charles Leclerc in his home race, and just look how quick we are closing in on the back of him and George Russell, both drivers on the hard compound tire. And here we are all over the back now of Leclerc. At the conclusion of lap 17, he has a lockup. He leaves the door open. We go to the left side, another bit of a treacherous spot to try and make a pass here, wheel to wheel once again with Leclerc here. We're going to go around the outside here. Not a lot of room to make it happen, but we do make it happen. And to P10 we go. And then moments later, lap 18, coming to lap 19, we run down George Russell. We go to the left side. We're going to pass him around the outside into turn one. That time I nearly went head on into the barrier, but we take 9th place. And I knew that was as far as we were going to get. You can see the gap to Ricardo and everybody else, 18.7 seconds here. Now, as Nicholas Latifi in the Haas would actually retire out of the session due to a mechanical failure, so our second driver and second Haas out of this race. But we come to lap 26 and we already hit the point where my soft compound tire was starting to fall off. And when you lose grip in the soft compound tire, and when the soft compound tire starts to fall off, it's not like a gradual fall off. It's a pretty drastic and quick fall off here. So it's like a night and day difference. The gap between myself and Leclerc now to 3.6 seconds, and he was bringing my teammate Valtteri Bottas with him. So they were both closing in on me pretty quick, and the fight is going to be with them for 9th, 10th, and 11th place here. Now, as we go for a late race update, Lando Norris has just put Carlos Sainz in 12th place, a lap down. Max Verstappen chasing him down, but just doesn't have anything for him. And Red Bull's in a league of their own. 3rd place right now. Yuki Tsunoda, though, quite a ways behind. Antonio Giovinazzi, I think, having a career day here, actually, with this BMW team currently in 4th place. Vettel there in 5th place, leading the way for McLaren. As you can see, myself here in 9th, Leclerc in 10th, and Bottas in 11th. And we are all probably going to get lapped, actually, before this GP is over. But I was kind of embracing getting lapped, because that's one less lap that I have to run on this tires, on these compound tough tires that are very, very worn here. As you can see, the rest of it, the order, Zhou Guanyu currently at the back of the grid there, unfortunately in that Audi. Now, as we come through to approaching 10 laps to go in this GP, and now the gap was down to only 1.3 seconds between myself and Leclerc. Bottas another second or so behind, so we were in trouble, and the gap continued to close quick. Like I said, once these tires fall off, they really fall off here now. And now I was in this moment of focus. I just had to focus on getting a good exit in 2 corners on the whole circuit. That's the very final corner, of course, and then, of course, the corner going down towards the tunnel. Anywhere else, I wasn't worried whatsoever about Leclerc trying to have an opportunity to pass us. So it was just about getting a good exit right there, and like I said, the corner that heads down towards the tunnel, and we were just focusing on that. But you can see I'm losing grip. Blue flags now out, because here comes Norris and Verstappen, and Leclerc is going to pull over in the final turn. It's going to be a little bit awkward there. He's wheel to wheel. Looked like he got a little bit of sideways right there, but we would pull over here heading into the tunnel for both Norris and Verstappen. Fortunately, we hold our position. We stay in 9th place here, and one less lap that I have to run, because my tire wear was higher than it's ever been in this F1 2021 career mode. We've never had the tire wear get this high. You see the little icon right there, and there it is, 67% on both the front tires right now here. And obviously we still got 4 laps of racing to go, so it's only going to get worse. But I was confident at this point we would make it to the end of the race on this compounded tires. It's just about making sure we remain ahead of Leclerc and Bottas. If this was any other circuit on the grid with 75% tire wear at this point, we would not be able to hold off Leclerc or Valtteri Bottas. But this is the only track we can make it happen, and that's why I went with this bold strategy to go with a soft compound tire to make passes early and hold on at the end. Because here we came through to the start of the final lap in the Monaco GP, and what a weekend it has been. We came into this weekend with 0 pace. I sucked in practice, I sucked in qualifying. We somehow found the pace here in the race. I don't know where it came from. I honestly don't know what was wrong in practice and qualifying, because nothing felt wrong. I just felt slow, and we found it here in the race, and fortunately we played our cards right with the strategy. And now here we are in 9th place, looking for our back-to-back 9th place finishes here in race 2 and race 3, and it's all about just hanging on at this point here through the final couple sectors. And we come through into this final sector. It was a cruising win for Lando Norris and Max Verstappen in second place, but it's going to be us here cruising through these final few corners. It was certainly not a cruise. You can see I'm hanging on for dear life with grip, but we get through this penultimate corner and it is struggling so hard, but through the final turn, we are going to come through to get a P9 finish here in the Monaco GP. Not what I expected, but certainly thrilled with the result here in Monaco, as we're going to head to the podium where we're going to see Norris, Verstappen, and Tsunoda, of course, celebrate. But what a drive, as we are as well going to get driver of the day here in the Monaco GP.
So another fantastic victory for Red Bull today. Talk to me, Ant. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
Well, they played the safety car to absolute perfection. There are so many factors to worry about once the race is neutralised. I mean, do you pit for fresh rubber? Do you have the space behind you? How much fuel can you save? If you answer all of those questions correctly, you'll have a good chance. And that's exactly what happened today.
The drivers are en route to the podium as we speak. What a fantastic win for the Red Bull team. They performed exceptionally today, keeping us firmly on the edge of our seats throughout the entirety of the race. Congratulations to everyone at the team.
There you saw the podium celebrations here from this Monaco GP, and there you see the finishing order on your screen. Schumacher and Latifi at the bottom of the grid. Let me know once again what you thought about that accident there with Schumacher. Was that our fault, or did he wash up into us? Did I come across his nose? It was a very, very close quarters moment, of course, and an aggressive move to be there in the first place that we made, but unfortunate for Mick Schumacher, our former teammate at that Haas F1 team there. But in the next one, we go to one of my favorite circuits on the schedule here, and we go into Azerbaijan with two back-to-back second place finishes in the Azerbaijan GP. So hopefully we can go one spot better. Obviously it's not looking very favorable for us here in this Mercedes, but you know what, when it comes to a track like Azerbaijan, it's all based on your straight line speed. If you got really good engine power, you can have a good race in Azerbaijan. So hopefully Mercedes is going to be able to benefit in that next episode, but we'll of course have to wait and see here and find out here soon. As you can see, some of the standings right there on your screen there from our overall stats here, that we hopefully can add at least one more win to that win column here before this career mode comes to a close in just, what, 7 episodes time. So it's been one heck of a ride. In the next one, we head to the Baku City GP. If you guys enjoyed, you know what to do. I want to thank you all for taking the time of your day for watching as usual. Some more upgrades on the way here in the R&D, and hopefully we can make a push here in Azerbaijan. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you once again for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day, everybody.